Mr. Miller. This is Cabinetry 1. It's my favorite class that I've ever taught. Okay, I've taught tons and tons of grades. I've taught tons of classes. Cabinetry 1 is the one I feel like I was put here on earth to do. This is my favorite class to teach, and I'm hopeful that comes across and that you enjoy it as well. A little bit about me. I'm a family man, so I've got 3 kids right now. The oldest, my daughter, is Lydia. The oldest boy is Sam. Youngest boy is Matthew, and then we've got one more daughter on the way on Christmas Eve is when she's due. So you guys got a really good first trimester. We're not going to be gone a lot. Second trimester, I'll probably take a long maternity leave and probably not going to do the same project that we're doing this trimester. But it's a little bit about me. Live just a little bit away from the high school, so like hanging out, and sometimes I'll run into you guys at Riverdale at times. If that happens, just say hi. And I'm usually with all these kids, so it's usually just a quick hello, and got to chase one of them. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. Professionally, I've done quite a bit. I feel like I'm not that much older than most of you, yet I've had 15 different jobs in my career. And I've never been fired from any of them, okay, yet, so that's a good thing. But it's kind of a crazy thing where it's kind of changed here. Mr. Kurt, would you actually grab a stool over there for Dan? Someone jacked your chair, man, what happened? Move your seat, I guess. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. All right, I'm not gonna go through all the jobs that I've had. You guys can ask questions on that, but I'm a woodworker. It's who I am to my bones. It's what I've done for my entire life since I was a kid. It's what I truly enjoy. I've worked at welding factories. I've worked at landscaping construction companies, but like my real bread and butter is woodworking. In high school, I played hockey and tennis. Those are my varsity level sports, and still like to play them a little bit. I used to coach tennis before I had all those kids, and so I still go out there time to time and whoop up on a lot of the athletes out there, which is fun, but really only play hockey like once a year at this point. But I was a goalie, so I might show a little bit about my personality, I guess, but yeah. Any questions so far? Oh. Where I've taught, these are all the schools that I've taught at. Again, never fired from any of them yet, so I want to keep it that way. I really love teaching. I love hanging out with young kids. It's a fun thing to do. I like to give back, and really it's a good gig. If you guys ever want to become a shop teacher someday, like seriously seek me out, because the path to get here, like as you've seen, is really odd. And so I like to kind of peel back those layers. Believe it or not, I was going to be a social studies teacher at one point. Thank goodness that didn't happen. So, do we have a question back here?
Yeah. You worked at Cambridge at Sandy High School. Do
Yeah.
you know any of my uncles or my brother?
What are their names?
Nathan and Josh Friedland.
Friedland.
Or possibly.
What year did they graduate?
Maybe 3-4 years ago.
No, I would have been here. I was only there like just before COVID and through COVID. Yeah, so it was a fun school. It was a different kind of district. It's teaching up there in the rural areas where you got lots of just kids that are just used to nothing, and they've already done welding, they've already done tools. It's a cool thing. But my family's here, so I'm very happy to be at Coon Rapids High School. So before we talk about you guys, we've got a woodworking expert amongst us. This is Mr. Kurt. He is a volunteer that comes in nearly every single day and is a big help to this room and also to you as well. So,
Mr. Miller always tells the truth, except for that last bit. I'm not an expert. I like woodworking. I enjoy it. I'm a community volunteer. So this is my 3rd year that I've worked with Mr. Miller. I'm here to help you. So Mr. Miller's here. I'm also just a helping hand for him. So there's going to be times when he has me doing something else, and if I'm doing something else, and you need help, just come on up. Just ask me, and we'll figure it out. If we can't, then we go to the true expert. One way or the other, we'll get the problem solved. So I'll be more than happy to help you out. Welcome to
know what you guys will need. So really the biggest thing to be successful in this class is to just give me your attention like you're doing right now. Right now I've got all your eyes, you're paying attention. You're not buried here. And so I know that when I've asked it the first time, I've gotten it, and I really appreciate that. Okay? If you get to know me a little bit, you'll know that I have some kind of different feelings on technology in the woodshop environment, and we'll go into that a different day. But what you will need: safety glasses. Okay, I really like it when you bring in your own. I see a couple of you guys have. That's really, really cool. All right, it can be done where you wear them all class period. Okay, should I demonstrate that today and just have these on the whole time? I mean, those of you guys with glasses, you understand it can be done. Okay, if we're taking measurements, we don't need to put them up here. Take our measurements, because then we go and use the tool. Usually they stay right up there. Tape measure is really handy. Usually you guys have got one of these at home in a junk drawer or in your garage or basement lying around somewhere. I encourage you to bring that in, because we've got lots of tape measures and they're really good tape measures. But when you take ownership of things like your safety and the quality that you're producing in here, that's a really cool thing, and I really appreciate that. And what I typically do is I find my favorite number. So in hockey, I was number 33. So behind 33, I've written my name. You can put your initials on the outside or whatever, but typically if it gets lost, you'll say like, oh, you just put those on there. It's like, well, open it up to 33. If it says my name, it's mine. There it is. Miller's favorite tape measure. Oh, it says some other stuff, so we'll look at that a different time. Yeah?
What time is the class end?
Class ends at 9:12.
Okay.
Stuck with me for another half hour. Can you make it? I don't think it'll last this long. Okay, but I skipped one. You guys probably saw that. These are the two things that are going home: your safety pledge and safety sheet. They're a white stapled. May I actually borrow you that one? White stapled sheet. Mom and Dad need to sign and review both of these with you. Okay. The safety pledge is really important because it's our liability form that is going to assure us that you can't take the class. Basically, if you guys don't have these things signed, you do not work out in the shop. Okay, it creates a big problem for you and me, because I like teaching on machines and using cool tools. If you don't have that liability form signed by Mom or Dad, you have to do bookwork to learn cabinetry, and that means I have to create content for you to do woodworking with, but without the machines. And so it really makes more work for both you and I. It's your first day of school. I guarantee you Mom and Dad are gonna come home, you're gonna come home, and Mom and Dad are gonna say, what'd you guys learn today, or what'd you do today? You need me to sign anything? Like, this is the best day of the year for that, because they're ready for it. They'll remind you of it. If you wanna put like a little mark on your hand, or send you, well, we don't got our computer phones on us right now, so yeah, put a little mark on your hand to remind you. Used to say like set an alarm at 4:30 while we're having dinner to remind you, like, oh, that's right, I gotta get that signed for Mr. Miller's class. Get it signed, because tomorrow we're gonna learn the table saw, and if there's a couple people that have got their form signed and they wanna volunteer to try out the table saw, yeah, we're doing it on day 2. Like, that's how fast I wanna be moving in here, so I really don't want you guys to be dragging your feet on that stuff. The deposit form talks about the money. We're making some end table projects in here, and paying for them is just like disco. If you want to dance, you got to pay the band. So it talks about that. There are exceptions, hard time provisions, things like that. But review that with Mom and Dad tonight. I know Crocs are super stylish, okay, but they don't go in here. All right, it's still nice outside, so the sandals, the Birkenstocks, they don't fly in here. You don't have to have steel-toed, metatarsal protected boots like I wear, but we gotta have some sort of tennis shoe or something to cover up the toes. All right, so closed-toed tennis shoes work just fine. Boots are better, but really anything but sandals or Crocs in here. Make sense? All right, we're cruising, boys and girls. Hair tied back. If you've got long hair, Put it in a ponytail. If you ever forget a ponytail, I've got extra ponytails in my office by the tennis ball. The first 2 weeks, you'll need your Chromebook every single day. Throughout the entire, oh, I took these off. Okay, I already failed my test, but Chromebook, we're gonna need every single day in here for the first 2 weeks. After that, they can pretty much live in your backpacks. We'll be using woodworking machinery, so we won't need the tech machines for that. Sound good? All right. Questions on this slide? This is a really good one to take a.
Yeah, how you guys liking the no phone calls?
It's probably coming out, right? All right. It's okay. Honestly, it's the greatest educational tool known to man. Is your greatest bandit. Whatever. Times will change. Okay. We're gonna play by the rules in here. Okay. Don't take my apprehension for it. That's what my boss said. Okay. The reason why I've been fired for the 15 jobs that I've had is I've been a rule follower. I'm a team player. I was the example when they were saying that we're not going to go phones and it will be catastrophic at times. Okay. But it's going to be a glass half full year. Things are going to be okay. We're actually changing up the end table too, so it gives us the perfect opportunity to make things better, and that's exactly what we're doing. All right. What is your name again?
Hunter.
Hunter. All right. Expectations. Be on task every day. Right now, you guys are nailing it. Okay, good questions like what Hunter is asking is a good thing. It's fun too. It makes it more fun too when you're on task. Do your cleanup duties every day. We'll talk about that probably early next week. Every single one of you guys will be assigned by table to do a specific cleanup job, and that'll be your responsibility between the 4 of you. Okay? We'll do daily vocab. Oh, I didn't get a vocab sheet, so I got to remember to print out some vocab sheets for you. And actually, will you see if there is some in there, please? So tomorrow, when you guys come into class, pull them zipped inside your backpack. Backpacks over by the office glass or on the picnic table. After that, you'll grab your binder with your name on it off the shelf, sit down, and start taking notes from our daily vocab. Are there any in there?
Yeah,
Awesome.
some, but I don't know if we'll be enough.
Okay, save at least one so I can make copies. Anyway, could I just see the form here? I'll have a fresh stack for you guys tomorrow, so we can be taking daily vocab every single day. Spoiler alert, the vocab word for tomorrow is going to be table saw, because we'll be learning about, guess what? The table saw, okay? They relate to what we're doing in the class. They're going to be written off of the screen here, word for word, in your notebooks. About every other week, we'll take a test where you're going to write down what was on the screen word for word. Okay? There's no memorization. You can use your notes. It's a discipline piece that you guys can come in here, do what you're supposed to be doing, take down that note. You'll understand a different vocab word because really woodworking has its own language. And so at the end of the trimester, we'll be speaking our language of rabbits and dados and pilot holes and drawer slides and all kinds of fun woodworking terminology. I'll walk you through that the next couple days too. I expect you guys to leave other people's projects alone. This is probably one of my biggest pet peeves is that other students leave their project here that they care about, and they come back the next day and someone like wrote on it. Or they took a staple gun and put a staple through the top and you just spend a whole hour sanding. That really grinds my gears, and we do have cameras in here, and if it is a thing that's happening where someone in here is messing with other people's stuff, it'll be like someone took your phone and destroyed it. Okay, like we've gotten that backup from our administrators where if people are destroying, it's your property. We paid for it, you're working on it, and really these projects become like your newborn baby once you're done with them. So leave other people's projects alone. Clear? Yes. I expect you guys to keep your plans, vocab, etc. in these notebooks. So everything that has a 3-hole punch in it, you guys can put in your 3-ring binders right now. There'll be no homework in this class. Everything stays here. We've got a shelf where you grab your binders from to neatly put back in at the end of the hour. So it'll never be the case where we have a vocab test and you're like, oh, I don't have my binder today. Well, it should never leave this room. Okay, in fact, at the end of the trimester, you take all your stuff out of it and leave the binder, so it actually doesn't belong to you. You're just basically renting it. We do have lockers at your knees for you to store extra shoes, safety glasses, tape measures, smaller pieces of wood where you don't want people messing with it. You share it at your table. They're labeled hours 1 and hour 2, so you guys are only using the hour 1 lockers. So really, everything is going to stay here. Questions on expectations? The slide doesn't really need much explanation, but there is a culture in a lot of construction corners, and if you've ever helped out like a roofing crew, like there's some French in their language where they're using some bad words at times, and it doesn't fly. It's still a classroom, and it's something too where if it's a habitual thing where you keep swearing or you keep mouthing off, you're out of here. Okay? I've had students in here where it kind of came to like, do we got to get administrators in here so you can stop saying naughty words? And really, and that's who we're smiling, we're giggling, I get that. It's like, oh, it's gonna be you, it's gonna be you. You want to nip this in the bud, okay? Because I've been on all those crews too. Like I've, get angry too at times. You want to nip this in the bud. So the story I tell is, a few years ago, my daughter and I are building a snowman. She's like 2 years old, so we want to build a beautiful Olaf from the Frozen movie. And if you can picture Olaf in your mind, that center snowball is smaller than the top one. So it's like an impossible snowman to make. Okay, but I'm committed, I'm trying to be a good dad, and it's not working. My daughter's helping, okay, but it's not really helping. And my dog comes through and just obliterates it. And I'm just about ready to go, okay? I see the dog go through it and go, phooey! And my daughter looks at me, 2 years old, phooey, phooey, phooey. And it's so cute, right? She said it to her grandma the next day. She said it at Sunday school. She said it to her friends. And it's like, oh, that's cute. I didn't want to say phooey. I was getting ready to say something else. Might have started with that same letter. Would that have been as cute? Say to her friends, or her grandma, or at Sunday school? No, because they would realize, like, oh, who's the one who taught her that? Okay, like, you're not thinking kids at high school, like, really, if you nip this in the bud, it really will help out later in life. So, the only other thing, too, is the macho behavior, okay? It's not a high school locker room, okay? We're not going to be, like, beating our chests and saying, I know this because I helped my uncle's crew out once, okay? Or my dad does this, so I know everything, okay? Mr. Kurt teaches me things like every single day, all right? I want to learn more than you do every trimester because I want to get better at this, okay? Think about this like strength training or speed training. You want to get faster or better. Just because you can beat me in a foot race in 4th grade doesn't mean we're going to stop training, okay? Questions on this? Nice. How are we at time-wise? 22 minutes. Hold out. This has changed a little bit, okay? There are 2 more tests that we're going to take here because we've got more machinery, all right? And this is absolutely number 1. It's a joke where it's the safety third thing, but if you are unsafe in here, you will be out of here, is the bottom line, okay? You'll need to earn a safety certification over the next couple weeks. I'll walk you through it. We'll go through the machines, the tests themselves. You get all the right answers, and we'll take that test, all right? But you must pass it with 100% accuracy. I don't do any exceptions. It's not 80% is good enough for you. Even if you've got a specialty plan that says, oh, I can have 90%, like, no. I have got 100% of my fingers because I follow those rules. 80% of 10 is what? 8. 8. Okay, so which two do you want to do? Thumbs. No, 100% accuracy on all tests. Okay, you'll have class time to work on this. If you're not a good test taker, I get that. Okay, I'll show you some tips and tricks. I can sit with you. But really, the head knowledge is great. But where I can tell, who's our new quarterback of the Vikings? I'm blanking on his name. McCarthy? So McCarthy plays on Sundays. Like, I can tell him how to do his job better, but I can't personally do it, okay? I want you guys to be able to personally do this kind of stuff so that after you guys pass that safety certification, every single safety test is 100%, then we're going back there, and I am going to be with you for those first practice cuts, hand over hand, okay? If you've done this before, doesn't matter. It's still going to be hand over hand, you and I on the machines, so that I know you know what's going on. Because typically what happens is the good test takers just knock them right out. They're back there, they got their wood, they're getting ready to cut, they turn that machine on, see that blade spinning at them, and everything goes out of their mind. That's where I want to be there on the side of the table and say, like, yes, remember, square edge against the fence, right foot forward, push it through the blade, that kind of stuff, okay? 100% of my students, after that first cut, say their anxiety level dropped from here to here. There still might be some, and maybe that's a good thing too, to have a healthy respect and fear for the machines, but after that first cut, a lot of times it's just that big breath of fresh air, is like, whew. Now I feel better. It's not as bad as what I thought. Because I was your age, right? I remember being in your shoes and being in a class like this and just being terrified. Like, never gonna use a table saw. Like, I can't do that. I've never done that before. And then the teacher walked me through and was like, wow, that was really pretty simple. And so that's what I want to be for you guys throughout the next 2 weeks and the practice cuts. Like, truthfully, I really see us in 2 weeks starting this end table. But we've got to get through this together. The biggest thing is, can I trust you? So I've already asked you guys for your attention, and you're doing really good. Maybe it's because it's first hour, coming off the Pep Fest, but really those are things that would kind of go the opposite of having your attention the full time. Not the most exciting stuff in the world, okay? But since I asked you to do something and you've done it, it's starting to build that level of trust where I can tell them to do something, and then I can go off and do something else. So we've got 5 CNC machines in here, and I like to use them in every single class. Some classes are just doing it in the advanced levels. They can do what they want. I like it when you guys really get into some of the high-tech, like really advanced machinery. I want to be able to go over there, turn my back to the entire shop area, and help you. But I am not if there are several in here that I don't trust, okay? If I'm going to go over there and help you, if there's a couple kiddos over there kind of scrambling around, you know, play fighting or joking around or not following expectations, where I don't trust them to not work safe in the shop, I'm going to say, no, we're not doing the CNC today. Okay, I'm not going to do this. I've moved my teacher station right here so I can see the full shop, but really, I don't spend much time here when we're actually working. I'm everywhere. Sometimes it's helping you. Sometimes it's fixing the machine. Sometimes it's ordering parts. Sometimes it's looking for a piece of wood that you guys have lost or getting ready for another demonstration. So, like, there's a lot of moving parts in this classroom, and I appreciate that I can trust you guys. Safety glasses policy as they go on your eyes. Full class period while we're working on here. It's never the case whether they're on your shirt or on your head or the cool way behind your head. They're on your eyes the whole time. We've got brand new safety glasses for you this year. Every single trimester you have access to a brand new pair, but I do like it when you bring your own. Okay, if they're all scratched and yucky, like, it's going to be less enjoyable, because then it's the case where you can't read that tape as well. Okay, we've got brand new safety glasses here for you. I expect you to wear them. A lot of times they're so comfortable that students will actually clean up their stuff, do their cleanup job, grab their bag, and actually walk out of the shop, and they'll have their glasses on. And most of the time, if I see them, I'll try and catch you. But a lot of times, the student will be coming back, and it's like, oh, what gives? And they're like, oh, I forgot to bring my glasses back. Like, that's why we have this style and this brand. Those of you guys who have glasses, I have got safety glasses that will go over your glasses. I expect both to be worn because they're not, like, for these ones right here, we've tested this. 22 rifle can actually, not with them on your face, hit the glasses and not penetrate through. Okay, I don't know if that's the case with your eyeglasses, and so that's why I like them to be the safety glasses. We had a question back here.
Please, director.
Yes. Just go for now. In the future, yeah, go. I think that's the next thing. So. Yeah, this has changed a little bit. So we won't have earbuds going in here. I play both kinds of music, so we should be good as far as like what you're hearing and listening to while we're playing here. You guys know the kind of music we're playing here, both kinds? We play country and western, so everyone is happy.
I like Stuart's music better.
Ah, he's way cooler than me, that's why. We're going to be sending emails home every single week to mom and dad, telling them what you guys are learning. Okay, they're simple. The first, I really don't think we're going to do it this Friday. I think we'll wait until next Friday. But the vision for it is that it takes you about 2 to 3 minutes for you to accomplish. And mom and dad are aware of what's going on. I've found so much good PR come out of it. Our administrators see that a lot more. And your parents are seeing like, wow, this isn't just cardboard and popsicle stick class. Like, you're going to make a piece of furniture that will sit in their living room the next 30 years. You don't believe me? Ask my dad, who has an end table that this one is based off of. It survived 2 remodels, and it's still sitting there. Okay, I built it in 2008, so it's not quite 30 years, but it is still substantial. And I want that for you guys as well. The emails help because right out of the gate, you don't have to pay for it, but as you start to build it, you'll start to really fall in love with it. And then you'll want to bring it home. And I know all you guys say, oh, I don't want it. It's like 90% of you will change your minds, okay? And this is out of 10 years of doing this, it's just a case where that's the case. And so the weekly emails, mom and dad see that and they're like, wow, my kid built that? Well, yes, it'll be $40 to bring it home. They're like, write the check now, because it's typically easier for them to come up with 40 bucks than you guys do. Okay? That's a big reason why we're doing these weekly emails home. It's not just to give you more paperwork. I really see a lot of fruit in them. Last year we did it for the first year ever, and it was wonderful. Okay, and seriously, 2 to 3 minutes every Friday, it was all it took. Phones, we talked about phones, they're going to be in your backpacks hanging by the door. Attendance and passes, so on your student view, on your Chromebook is how you write a pass. Okay, there'll be some training. Did you guys get training on that yesterday, freshmen? Okay, there'll be training on that for you guys. In the meantime, I'll have my computer set up right here on Skyward, and so you'll be able to write your own pass for that. Otherwise, we've got paper passes as well. I don't love giving passes, so please really use them sparingly. It really helps kids to request a locker from the counseling office. The lockers down this hallway are 900 to 1100, and so if you've got a locker down this hallway, it really works out pretty good. The locker immediately out the door right here is $9.99. That was the one that I would request if I were you. I had a student do that, and this is why it's on the slide. because I'm pretty sure he built the rocking chair, where Mr. Kurt is sitting in, and so there's some really specialty parts on that. Some of the parts get CNC cut out, and he didn't want to share the lockers with his classmates. He's kind of a goofier kid, like great kid but goofy guy, and I told him I'm not much of a pass giver. We're not leaving the room, and so he's got the locker right up the hallway, and so like he can reach it with his arm, but he's got to really stretch, and so during cleanup time he'd be putting his parts away, and like his feet are in the room, but he's stretched around the corner, putting his pieces in, and it looks so funny, and it was like, all right, I'm not going to correct him. Everybody's enjoying this, and he was real cavalier about it too, where he was, because I told him you can't leave, you can't go to your locker, because a bunch of kids got lockers down. He was like, well, I'm not leaving, and so it was kind of the cute thing. Anyway, long story longer. Request a locker down this hallway. I strongly recommend it. Grades. 80% of the grade comes from the daily work on your end table. You're going to get 15 points per day for your participation in class. Don't mistake these for participation points. This is like a paycheck. Every single day that I come into work, I get paid. Okay, in most jobs, you go to work and you work 1 hour, you get a set dollar amount. Okay, think about it as you're getting paid $15 per hour to come in here and work. Not too bad. All right, that works out to be 80% of your grade. 20% is going to come from things like quizzes and sub stuff and safety tests and some other things that we do along the way. A lot of the paperwork, okay, is basically 20%. And students have challenged this where they don't want to do any paperwork and they can still come out with about a C, maybe C minus. I don't recommend that. I've made a lot of these tests very simple. It's just a matter of disciplining yourself to write down the daily vocab word every single day. And of course, you've got to get 100% of the safety tests. So like really, I think this class is an easy A. If you come here and build what you're supposed to build and do what you're supposed to do, it really works out to be a pretty easy A class. Yeah. Yeah. Just go. Okay, go quickly. I give you 10 points a day for how you work, and then 5 points a day for how you clean. Cleanup time is only 7 to 10 minutes. All right, so really that cleanup time is really weighted heavily as it pertains to your grade. So cleanup time is where you're really focusing in, because this is one of the biggest classes I've ever had. We're gonna make a big mess, and that's a good thing. I've got a system set up so that we're gonna clean this shop every single day at the end of the hour, and it should look like I've been working in here, and so I've done a poor job of cleaning up my mess, but the mess will be cleaned up every single hour. I say it all the time, I'm the messiest kid in here, but I only build things like jigs and things to help on the end table. So like yesterday, I'm building a prototype for our new end table. That bell is our 7-minute bell. It means we've got 7 minutes for cleanup time. Not gonna make you guys clean up my mess. So in 7 minutes, the real bell will ring, and then you guys will be dismissed. Questions on grades? Things we're gonna make, end table like the one you see in the picture. We'll also make a cutting board. There's options for CNC projects as well. As well as some side projects, but this doesn't turn into side project class, okay? There's the end table and the cutting board. You want to make that trinket for grandma great, it's got to happen after you've done the required projects. If we're really set well, and I see a lot of students working ahead, then I'll open up Fridays. It's kind of like the side project Fridays, but really this is the focus of the entire trimester. The advanced levels, you guys will have the ability to build some more customized things that you want to build. Plans for this project are going to look like what you see up there. This is my teaching method using QR codes and smartphones, but we're not doing that this year. This will come back, okay? In your upperclassmen years or in the years to come, it will come back, but this year we're playing by the rules. Do you have to pay for anything? So no payment is required for you. You can build an awesome end table, score 100% on every single test, leave here with an A, and not pay for anything, but the catch is that you're not bring your end table home unless there's an extenuating circumstance, okay? And that is something you deal with me privately. Don't raise your hand right now and say, Miller, yeah, just lost his job. Like, don't say that in front of everybody. Come to me privately. It works out way better. We'll find some program, we'll find some sponsor for you to take that home. Talk to your parents. That's that deposit form. I want you guys to get that signed and actually go through that with them, okay? So that they know what they're getting. There are optional material upgrades. So the standard is oak, beautiful hardwood that you can stain up pretty much any color you want. There's upgrades to cherry and walnut. Right now these prices are set at 40, 60, and 80. Okay, they're not going to change this year, at least this trimester. If you're going to go with cherry or walnut, these darker, more beautiful woods, you're going to have to pay for that completely up front before you start cutting out a more expensive board. Does that make sense? There? Otherwise, if you're not sure, you're still thinking like, I don't want that thing. You're going to start with oak, and I guarantee you, you'll bring it home. Okay? It's a money thing. We'll figure it out how to get it home for you. We got some optional projects. We've got 2 large CNCs. We've got 3 smaller CNCs. We've got the handheld Shaper Origin to really make some cool stuff. So if you guys see something online or if you see something you want to make, definitely ask me about it. Okay? I love to say yes. Sometimes it'll be as a Cabinetry 2 project, plan it out. If it's something cute like a little wine rack or a sign, we can do some stuff pretty quick within the matter of a few days. For instance, these Great Day to Be a Cardinal, you know what signs? These take about a day. You know. Cribbage boards. I'm really big into CNC carving. It's kind of hard to see on the screen, but these are 3D carved deers and Last Suppers, and I've got a couple examples right here for 3D carving. Just things I like to look at throughout the day, and kind of like an addiction of mine. I really like to. I love woodworking, so it's some fun things to do. And these files, some of them are over $100. Okay, but once I buy them, like the Last Supper one, super expensive, but I bought it and we can keep it, and so now you guys can have it for your whatever for free. I've got mother-daughter, I've got mother-son, Last Supper, tons of like cabin scenes and redneck scenes and things like that. So like this, like, family related, redneck related, religious related, like we probably got you covered. All right, shameless plug for Cabinetry 2 and 3. We add projects every single year. I want to add a cabinet over the sink in your or over the toilet in the bathroom project to this list. The end table is changing, so things change every single year, but all the options are still available to you guys to take advanced classes. It's woodworking time. These are the things you need. Take a mental note of them. Safety glasses, tape measure, get that deposit form and the safety pledge signed by mom and dad. Bring some closed-toed shoes, hair tied back, Chromebook. We're online, so if you are online, this is the QR code. We've got a couple minutes. You guys can put your stuff in your binders. Make sure your name is on the spine of the binder. Put it back in the shelf. And then feel free to walk the room. Do not turn any machinery on, no.